So some week we're gonna like offer bonus points or bonus spots on the wheel on whoever can name the most movies from the intro.
Oh,
hey, it is Monday night once again, or as I said on Facebook, it's Catterday. We're gonna be
Catterday.
It's Catterday. Guys, don't you look at our own Facebook page?
No, I don't really check it out. I don't subscribe.
Episode 102 of
102
and Film Festival. Chance for friends to gather and talk. New friends, old friends, whatever friends you got, to talk about movies. And this is it's a magical night. Because tonight we're gonna talk about a movie that I think, again, like sort of like last week, where probably the majority of the people had never seen it before. Was their first time. So that's pretty cool. Coming from Seattle, Dan Rosenberg, how are you this evening?
Coming from Seattle, everybody. Well, it didn't rain today. That was exciting.
That is exciting.
It's been raining a lot here. We've been living up to our reputation. Yeah, it's exciting to be here. And
how would other people be here if they wanted to join?
If they wanted to join us, they go to EriDanLive.com.
It's so easy.
Or EriDan.xyz.
It's so easy. There's really no excuse not to join.
So easy, barely an inconvenience.
And if you've not seen the movie before, that's okay. You can join us and hang out, and then maybe participate in the picking of next week's movie, because we do this every week, and that's a new movie, and sometimes multiple movies every week. And so we've already got some friends waiting. We'll bring some people in. We'll talk. I'm kind of bummed that one of our people wasn't here, because I have something that I think I'm going to play anyways, even though he's not here. But that's all right. But let's bring in, let me find this button. Let's say hello to Stacy and Wade. In honor of the new Top Gun movie that will never come out. But they're muted, so we don't get to hear Stacy and Wade.
We actually have tickets for that.
Did you buy the tickets? And you'll notice that according to Dan's ticker on the bottom, we're gonna talk about a streetcar named Bob.
I saw that.
So,
yeah, it is cat. Huh?
If you haven't seen that one, I think it might be a mashup. Like, they do song mashup.
Sequel.
They do
Ella.
It could be the sequel. Well, we'll talk about the sad part of the story later. Let's say hello to Dave.
I'm sorry, Dave. This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Yeah, so Eric has already made a subtle allusion to the sequel.
It was a Christmas movie.
Well, we'll talk.
Was it really?
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. It says it is.
Well, there was Christmas in this movie.
Yeah, there was.
All right. So Cody is not here, which makes me very sad. But I'm playing this anyways because Brittany and Richard are here.
Oops.
That was cute.
Oh, we have to stop doing it. There we go.
That was fantastic.
I love it.
The Brittany Bunch.
The story of some guy named Cody who was busy with a podcast of his own.
That's very possible. But he missed
That was
out.
beautiful.
Oh,
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Adam's already poo-pooing, and I'm going to argue with Adam tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fisticuffs over the movie. But yeah, we will talk tonight. It is Brittany's movie, which is why I thought, this is the time to roll out a new intro for Brittany and Richard, a joint intro, and then I figured I'd throw Cody and T'Challa in there as well.
Cody on the floor.
Well, it felt
That's
so
pretty
appropriate.
accurate, actually. That really is a pretty accurate depiction of Cody.
It felt so right.
It was good.
Can we see it one more time?
All right, I'll say it is short. Hold on, here it comes. Yeah. It comes really quick. Here it goes.
You got the cat and everything. Cody said, "Show me." I missed it on Twitch.
Oh.
Too bad, so sad, buddy.
Yeah, where are you, dude?
He's waiting for dinner. He ordered his food 25 minutes ago.
Oh,
fair enough.
Excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in case you're joining us for the first time ever, what we do each and every week is we pick a movie and then we talk about it. It's like a book club for people who don't like to read books,
It's true.
except for Stacy, of course.
I read this book.
Oh, you read the book
We're gonna
before
have to
the
talk
movie?
about that. I am curious to hear about the book. The movie we're going to talk about first, though, is a street cat named Bob. Sometimes it takes 9 lives to save one. Luke Treadaway and Bob the cat and 4 other people you've never heard of before in this Roger Spittiswood directed film written by Tim John. $8 million budget, worldwide gross of $18 million. Both the critics and the audience are like 77, 76%. And Brittany and I were talking this week offline, and you had first seen this on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah, it was on Netflix
and wrote a raving review
I did.
in 2017 on Facebook.
I did.
Now, and you were wondering if it was going to hold up to your memory now 5 years later.
Yes.
Tell us why you chose this and what you thought of it after the post-pandemic.
Yeah. I think I chose it because I had remembered watching it and enjoying it, and I was just trying to think of, because I feel like a couple of other times I've suggested movies, people have kind of like rolled their eyes, like you've already seen it, you already know. So I was like, what movies can I pick that maybe you haven't,
Something original
or just something different? Because I feel like you guys have done that a lot for me too. Just in like movies that I haven't seen that you guys have suggested. So I was like, let's try to mix it up. And I had remembered really enjoying it when I had seen it previously. So I was like, I would like to rewatch this. This is a really good excuse to rewatch this.
Absolutely.
So
what you think?
I still love it. It's still great. I don't remember all of the horrible Bob the Cat angles. I don't remember that from the first time. And I kind of was like, this feels really silly. This is really unnecessary to be
cat
showing
camera work. The
showing
cat camera work.
The BOV.
on the side of this, camera, the cone and stuff. Yeah. So, and some of the shots were super weird angles, even like of the actors and stuff. And I was like, this is not required. But overall, I still really enjoyed the movie. I still think it's a phenomenal story of, James's life. And I don't know, I love cats too. So that was kind of cool. And like knowing all of like the little tidbits and stuff about how Bob really acted in it. And at the time that we watched it the first time, we had some friends who were trying to get clean. And so they had been sharing a lot of their story with us and a lot of their ups and downs and their journey and things like that. They were also trying for a baby, and they were like, we can't be trying for a baby if we're still struggling with this. And, just seeing them wrestling it out in real life, and then watching this movie kind of giving me a different perspective into it. Like I could hear their story, but actually seeing things like that played out and like seeing the withdrawal stuff. Like I feel like the actor did like a really good job with that. And seeing the way it affected every area of his life. I don't know. That was really important to me then to kind of support them on their journey, but also I still enjoyed it just as much today.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Well, Stacy, you said you read the book. Did you read the book before you saw the movie?
Oh yeah, I read it years ago.
No, it wasn't an international bestseller.
Yeah, and I
that.
do not remember it. When I was watching the movie, I'm like, I barely remembered anything. I remembered Bob finding him, and that is about it, and that he was coming clean, and that is it. I don't remember anything else, sadly, because it has been probably 2015 or 2016 when I read the book. And I read so much that sometimes...
Well, they also changed a lot from the book.
They did.
I think they did.
Like Betty was also in recovery in the book,
Yes.
in real life.
I thought that there were differences.
And there wasn't the lady who was his his
Val.
social worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was 2 different people. One was the housing person. One was his drug counselor, and they merged into one character.
See, this is the stuff I remember. When
Yeah.
you say that, that's why I didn't remember.
Yeah, and
And
it was his half sister her husband that he lived with and kind of got in a fight with, it wasn't his dad. Like that dynamic was kind of strange there too.
It was interesting because the two things, because I enjoyed the movie a great deal, the two things that didn't read true to me were Betty and not so much the relationship with the dad as in the evil queen that they had to introduce.
Yeah.
And I think both of those were at least elaborated from the book. And I feel like that's one of the unfortunate things movie studios do sometimes is they feel they can't trust the audience to find the story, that they have to spoon feed it to them. So they have to find a love interest. They have to, and that's unfortunate because it survived that, but that did hurt it a bit, I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam, I was going to say, you know, he fell asleep trying to watch it. And he sounds heartless. Yes, you're dead inside, Adam. I teared up several times during this.
Tears were definitely shed.
But I have to say, I do agree with Adam. At the very beginning, as I started watching, I'm like, oh my God, what are we watching? It took me, and it was only about, I got 5 minutes in. I was like, oh, okay. It was weird because at first I was like, what is, like, I thought it was going to be like a goofy movie at first. I guess again, I love going into a movie knowing nothing about it. I didn't look up anything. I just watched it. And at first before I watched it, I was like, it's going to be, I was thinking like According to Bob. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then once I got into it, I was like, yeah, I really like this.
And it's one of those movies that I think the casting made a huge difference. I think the guy playing James, who I really don't know from anything else. I haven't actually looked up to see what else he was in, but I thought
that's it.
Pretty much nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, Joanna was the only person.
Yeah, his counselor, we knew her from Downton Abbey. Joanna Fraggle.
His dad was Uther and Merlin.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. He was
something else too. I already don't like him, so it totally fit.
And the problem we had watching it is we watched it on a streaming service with ads, and so that slowed it way down, and you would get lost.
Oh, it was on YouTube.
It interrupts those like deep, heartfelt moments too. You're like he's like trying to save you as his life, and then boom, commercial.
We watched on Hoopla, which rents it from the local library, and it was just fine.
Oh, I watched it on YouTube.
I do have Hoopla. I just don't get on there. I forget about it because it's.
Were you knee deep in the Hoopla?
Hoopla has not only the movie, they also have the audiobook available to rent.
Oh, that would be enjoyable.
Wow.
We watched it. YouTube had a copy of it with no ads, so that's the one that we watched.
Yeah, there were two versions on YouTube actually.
One had it free with ads, and then the other one was just.
One the cat had a butthole and the other it didn't. Is that...
Yes, they blurred it.
Oh wow!
That was the other difference with the book. Is in the book it was a dog named Frank, but still, close enough.
Idea. Oh man, it's getting worse. In that case, I'm throwing this in. Wait, there it is.
You know how a cat likes its steak?
Rare. We're suckers for cats, so
wow,
hilarious.
I grew up with a cat, and my wife and son are allergic to cats, so we don't have cats.
My whole family is allergic to cats. Reagan and Emma are allergic to cats, and we have them.
You have them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting because the movie does go from sort of that sort of comical cat angle of things, and there are things that are kind of almost lighthearted, family, humorous. And then there's really dark parts of the movie as well, which in some movies really bothers me. And in this movie, it did not. Almost like you needed a little of that levity. I said I could have done without the cat camera work, but outside of that, I kind of enjoyed the fact that there were times, and this is a movie I could imagine watching again because now you know what the stakes are. Like you're watching it the first time, and if you aren't familiar with the story, it's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And thankfully, they did not update it in 2020 because they had a tragic ending.
And the good thing about the stakes, Eric,
you know how a cat likes its steak?
Rare. It'd be better if it was different the second time.
But the stakes. You mentioned the stakes.
Yeah, but it is the kind of movie I could imagine putting on again because of the parts that you really enjoy, and you could have it on in the background and not focus as much on the heavy parts. I'd
watch it again without commercials so that I understood it and caught the flow easier because I was getting lost.
Yeah, commercials would definitely throw this off. This is not a movie that.
And were the commercials for Meow Mix
Head on down to Applebee's.
Meow 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 meow
or
meow.
methadone clinics? Did they have any methadone
Right.
clinic commercials?
Was there one for a
Commercial.
methadone clinic or something?
I think there was something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that,
something
yeah.
that was drug related or recovery
nice.
related.
Well,
You're clearly interested in meth.
Isn't meth? It was heroin.
Since you like to speak like they Bob, you may also like heroin.
Did you do meth? Did you do
Or
meth?
rehab center or something like that.
Yeah, it was a rehab center, I think. So, who knows? Reagan didn't like the cat, the point of view of the cat at first either. She thought, oh, if this is going to be this whole movie, and then of course it wasn't.
Look who's
thankfully.
talking.
It was just to get you started, and it didn't really last that long. There was just a few scenes at the beginning, and she also said that when he was detoxing, she wanted more of that, and then she realized that that's not what this movie is about. Even though it is, it's more about the cat and his effect on him than his detox. So she appreciated it more, understanding what it was about. So just sharing her thoughts that she shared with me yesterday afternoon on our way to camp.
Nice.
All right.
Richard's been really quiet.
I wasn't sure if Richard was really there. He looks like he's superimposed. The lighting is just
A
slightly
hologram.
off.
That's a hologram of Richard.
Help me, Obi-Wan
He
Kenobi.
looks very flat.
It's a holiday.
Oh, there he is.
I mean,
Okay.
this movie touches quite a few things with me. You know, I have my fair share of experience in being homeless, drugs, you know, needing counseling, poor family dynamics. Yeah. So, you know, watching this movie is a little bit tough for me. You know, Brittany touched on, you know, the couple of friends that we have who, you know, were trying to recover and things like that. And just, you know, we met with them quite a few times, and we're just trying to help them through that and support them through that, which was really tough. It's a really, really touchy subject. So I guess like a lot of those kind of things kind of run through my mind. So, you know, I definitely enjoy the movie, and I enjoy like the progressiveness of the story. You know, how there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, but yeah, it hits home in some of the tough parts.
So, but you feel it deals with those things respectfully, right? Would you feel that?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, absolutely. They did not hold back. They didn't hold back with how serious like the counseling conversations were, and you know, like the withdrawal and things like that. They you know, they didn't over embellish it either, which was nice. And then they didn't have to go terribly detailed into Baz's OD, which was appreciative. You know, because it's a lot worse than that. Especially when you see it, like when you walk into a friend's apartment and you see it on a couch, like it's a lot worse than that. So yeah, they were gentle about it.
Yeah. And what does your cat think about? No, I'm kidding.
He also gives high fives, so that was kind of
I loved that.
You have to put him in a cone.
Hello. I appreciated the idea of him spending his last 20 pounds of food money, you know, on taking care of this cat that was hurt. Like I don't know. I'm like, that's something that I would do. I'd be like, this is all I have left. Please fix this cat.
Yeah.
Which, from what I've read, is accurate to the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's accurate.
I'll be right back. I have to do something real quick. I'll be right.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that. You know, I did fall into a rabbit hole of looking at YouTube clips of actually James and Bob.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, there's so much out there from the story on YouTube that it's, you know, and it is wild to see so much of the stuff replicated. Of course, you know, there's also lots of TV interviews that he was doing at the time when the book came out and things like that too.
Bob did play himself in the movie.
For a lot of the scenes
Mostly,
he did. Yeah, most of them.
And 6 stand-ins.
Yeah. And it's funny
trying to
because
direct a cat.
he wasn't gonna, like, they had all these other stand-ins. And which scene was? Oh, it was the scene where he was singing in at Christmas in the street, and they put Bob in for a shot because they just wanted him for close-ups, and he did like this weird little like cat nod at the person who put the money in, like a hey thanks, and they're like we need this cat in here. And so like it was Bob who got the tofu scene right, like one of the stand-in cats like actually like ate the tofu, was like swallowed it whole in like one bite, and they're like no, like Bob turned his nose up at it, and even like the scenes that he didn't necessarily do what he was supposed to do, like ones like where he was just supposed to follow a laser pointer with his eyes and instead he chased it, like they took that and they made that the scene where he's chasing the mouse around the apartment.
Oh yeah,
like, they used it even though it wasn't what he was supposed to do, just because it was so good. Like
that's impressive, and it's impressive that Bob was able to be put on an actor's guitar and still behave the way that he
Well, it was the director of Turner and Hooch after all.
Oh, well, that explains everything.
I think I knew that.
Clearly.
This director is all over the map. If you look at his movies, he did Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, that awful Stallone movie. He did Sixth Day, the Schwarzenegger film. He did Turner and Hooch. It's a really bizarre mix of movies. He's impossible to pigeonhole.
That's wow.
He did Tomorrow Never Dies, the James Bond movie.
Interesting. And he has no fear of working with animals. So,
is he one of those like call-in directors where they're like the producer is like, I need a specific type of director for this film, so they call him in?
Yeah, unclear. I mean, you have guys like Ron Howard who they'll sometimes bring in when production is hitting snags and they just want someone who they know can finish the movie. So I don't know if it's one of those situations or what, but he's just an odd mix.
Well, Adam had to say that he likes what the movie was trying to do message-wise. He just didn't like the movie. So he appreciates what they were trying to do, but it didn't work for him.
I can agree with that to a point. I mean, me and Brittany talked about it obviously before coming on the show, what kind of score I was going to give it. And, it is a really strong story. It absolutely is. And it touches a lot of points in my personal life. But, the movie isn't amazing by any means.
Wow.
I liked it.
Dan has clearly gone off the grid. No, Dan, I believe, is on a call. Well, we're going to proceed. We're just going to proceed, and we'll rate this thing, and we'll pop in his ratings when he returns. So let's do this. Well, let me. I gotta push some buttons. I pushed the wrong button. Push this one. Hey, there we are. Hello. Well, let's find out how amazing this movie really is.
I mean, I love this movie. I love like everything about it. I love the story. I love the cat. He's the coolest. I don't know. I'm
super
blown away with like even just like the truth of the story, like that this man who was struggling with a drug addiction found this cat, and this cat like was what he needed. Like the cat was the why, and there's people when they really struggle with things, like whether it's drug addiction or like depression and suicide, like you need a why to come out of that. And he had no whys. He had no reason to really fight. And this cat kind of gave him that. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. Again, I think the cat shots were real silly. I didn't appreciate those. Those are just super goofy. But like overall, I think it was well done. I think the actor did a great job. And I'm going to say 87.
87. All right. Very good. All right, Richard.
Well, I mean, I touched on a lot of the points already. I definitely feel for this movie, and the story is super strong. I probably would enjoy the book better. Again, it's not like a great movie. Obviously, it didn't have a huge budget or anything. So I came up to a 68.
All right. Very nice. Let's go to Dave.
Oh, well, I'm gonna fall between Brittany and Richard there. I'll be somewhere in the Brittany bunch. It worked for me. The cat angles, even though I recognized a little bit of cheesiness to them, didn't bother me. As I said, the only two things that didn't ring true were the new wife or girlfriend, whichever it was, of the dad was just too stereotypical of a villain, which I didn't feel the movie needed. I don't really know why that was done, other than to give his dad an excuse for why he was being so nasty to his son, I guess. And then trying to make Betty more of a, purebred love interest was a little strange. I don't really know why they did that. It didn't really hurt the movie that much, but it probably could have been a little better with those changed a bit. The lead actor was excellent. I mean, his portrayals of his music scenes on the street, which was really him singing, I thought he handled extremely well. The scenes of desperation, he portrayed well without being over the top histrionics, which is a tough thing to do sometimes. He's, other than Bob himself, he's the one I felt who really made the movie. With worse casting, this could have been a terrible movie. So I give it an 80.
80. All right. And if you're in the comments, feel free to throw out your score if you saw the movie, and we'll move on to Betty and Bob.
Oh, us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, there's not much you could do with it, but it was easy to follow, and I didn't worry too much. It didn't bother me too much with the villain mom or stepmom, but so I was going to go for around an 80 also.
Now I agree with what Dave says, and I think that when a movie company buys a story and then decides they're going to change it to fit their own narrative, it almost always plunges the movie value. And that's what they did. They had to make her a villain to have a story with the dad, which if it was just he lived with his sister and he drove her crazy because she can't have that in her house, that's a story also. Mm-hmm. So whatever. Whatever Hollywood or whoever made it, it's, I enjoyed the movie because I had read the book, and it's a true story based on a true story, and I love cats, and I love stories of people helping themselves in a way, even though it was the cat. I just love stories like that when they overcome and are redeemed. And especially in real life. So I rated this an 84 because of that. And I have Reagan's score. And I told you her comments already. I don't think I have anything else to add to her comments. And she gave it a 91. And she said the cat view camera angles were what brought it down to a 91.
I do agree with that. We heard from Dan's mom. She finally got it to run on her TV, and she really enjoyed it, and she gives it an 85. So lots of good thoughts around. Dan got a call from his boss, so Dan is busy talking to his boss. And so I'll jump in. I really liked this. This was the right movie at the right time for me. It was great. And also we had this same experience where, I brought it up. Didn't really tell my wife what we were watching, just put it on. And at the end, she was so excited to find out that it was a real story. She had no idea that it was based on a true story. And we had this same experience with Dolomite Is My Name when we watched that movie. At the end, she's like, what? This was all real? That's so cool. And I think that's just super cool. I did. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, some of the movie making points, sure, whatever. But I would definitely watch this movie again, and I would super recommend this to people. If you're just looking for what turns out to be a feel-good movie that you can watch with confidence will be a feel-good movie. Yeah. It's a great movie. And so I gave it a 90. I really liked it, and I would definitely watch it again. We have not heard from Adam yet, but Mr. Rosenberg is here.
Hi. Sorry about that. We were having drama at work. The CEO of our company just called, and he was like, hey. And I'm like, I'm going to answer this. Yeah, you should. So I have no idea what anybody scored. which is nice.
You have to be cold.
All I saw was my mom's score that she finally, once she was able to see it on her TV. This is again one of those movies that I went in blind, and
you could see after it was up. No, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. It's a miracle. I can see
you.
I can see you, but who am I?
Nice.
Johnny Dangerously reference.
Johnny Dangerously.
Thank you. I did an Angel Just Got its a message on Instagram. I really like the movie. I like the story. I love a good story with an animal. You know, because I love animals, and it is kind of cool that it's a real story. And I always love a true story too. Although they took a few, creative liberties with it. And I did some research and I watched some of the interviews of the original guy. And I don't know if anybody mentioned, but he's at the end of the movie, he comes in to get him to sign the book. That's actually the real guy.
Feels like he lived it.
Yeah. I forgot about that comment. That was funny.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I have no idea what anybody else scored, but I wrote this down earlier and I give it a 92.
Wow.
It's an A, everybody. So now Adam can ruin the average.
Cody messaged me. He says, was really enjoyable. As a newish cat owner, I loved Bob and want another cat now. LOL 82.
Yeah, same, but no.
He's newish. I thought he was Christian. Anyway, that's a Jewish
Cody give a score?
I'm allowed to do that.
Did Cody give a score? Or did I miss that?
82.
82. Thank you. And here comes
Adam score.
There we go.
Adam, you slept through half of it. At least when I fall asleep in a movie, I continue to watch it. I go back to.
No, he said he fell asleep. He didn't say that he didn't finish it.
Yeah, I mean,
you had
woke up.
Took you several tries, as I recall, Dan.
I've had many movies that take me several tries, but I finished them, and that's nothing to the movie. That's to me. And I started having a little caffeine recently, so now I'm not having those problems.
Yeah, I realized the one scene that I went, oh, here's the movie moment, was when he missed his dose of methadone and he's going to the pharmacy. I go, oh, and Betty's going to see him there, and that was again where I think the movie making machine interfered with what was a perfectly good story on its own.
Yeah. And here in the United States,
whole scene where you know exactly what's going to happen, and yeah.
I know that drives Reagan nuts when she goes, I could have said that. I knew that was going to happen.
She usually does. She'll tell us this is what's going to happen, and it does. It's really annoying to watch movies with your child.
I love, probably my least favorite scene in the entire film is Betty's super dramatic line when she's in an argument with him, I don't know, outside, and she's like, this is what addicts do. They scream at each other in the street with the people who fell in love with them. But I was like,
yeah, that was a bad one. And it was after he was just trying to get together enough money to not starve. Right. And she was berating him. Yeah. So it really didn't ring true.
Yeah.
Well, the thing too is here they have methadone clinics in the United States. Go to your CVS and take your methadone in front of everybody.
Right.
Now, I don't know if that really is how it is, but there's maybe they they did it for drama, so she would see it.
Probably like an accountability for him in the program that like the pharmacist has or somebody has to see him take it so that they can confirm to his counselor.
I just don't think they would do it at the counter.
We pharmacy. Over the announcements. Yeah, we need we have a methadone. We have an addict at the at aisle 7. He needs his methadone.
Yes, or. Your methadone's ready. Your methadone's ready. Please come to the counter.
That's why we go to
kind of weird in the UK.
We go to the Giant Eagle pharmacy to get our flu shot, and they take us into a back room. It's really weird to sit out there waiting in Giant Eagle, but they do take us out of the.
Well, and actually, the EU has more stringent privacy laws than the US does.
Yeah.
So that struck me as not. Although back in 2015 or 12 or whenever the story is supposed to have taken place, it may have been different.
It was before 2009, actually. I think that it happened.
All right, here it is. There it is. Streak out named Bob at a 79.09. Just getting beat out by RoboCop.
Wow.
And do we mention the poor story of how Bob's demise?
Not
that
yet.
was
Not
so
yet.
sad because I remember in 2020, like the world was shut down, and I remember the article, like the cat from A Street Cat Named Bob dies, and I remember being really upset about it, but I didn't remember what happened, and so I went back and reread it. I was just thinking he was 14, like he was an older cat, and I went back and reread that James had been keeping him inside too, like. He was like, he's old, we'll keep him in, except we'll take him to the park on a harness. And it was a skylight that got left open. And he was gone for, I think, 3 days before they found that he was hit by a car.
Yeah.
So sad.
And nobody fessed up to it.
The streetcar.
Shortly after the sequel came out, yeah.
Well, the other thing was I read that like the original book was going to be called The World According to Bob. And they're like, but they decided to go with A Street Cat Named Bob as a take on A Streetcar Named Desire. I'm like, well, The World According to Garp.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also, I guess, A Streetcar Named Desire is more well known.
Yeah.
All right.
But they were both street cats, really.
Yes.
Excellent. A unique and fun choice. So thank you, Brittany.
Speaking of choices.
Is it time? I think it's
El Selecto de Wheelo.
all right.
Your Spanish
I know.
skills are really great, Dan.
We have not heard from Rebecca tonight. I don't believe Rebecca is with us. If she is, she should say something quickly so that we include her name on the wheel. Move her choices around here. Let me see. I've got some stuff happening here. I got way too much stuff happening here. They said I believe Dan's mother has the most spaces on the wheel, but that is still no. And Cody is obviously in the comments since he commented recently. So we know Dan's mother, blah, 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 blah. All right, I think I got this set up. I'm going to quick and do a thing with a thing, and I'm going to paste the thing.
Oh, the thing.
There we go. And then I can share the thing. And then I can share the thing. There we go. So again, you don't have to tell us what your movie is unless you get chosen.
Adam.
A little shuffle there. Almost everybody has got a decent number of spots, obviously, except for Brittany.
I'm trying to find it.
You're in here somewhere. There you are.
It's already shuffled.
You have one spot. You have one spot. You do have a spot. All right. So let's spin and see who gets to choose.
I only have like 4.
Next week's movie.
Two.
Spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel. There's no sound.
I don't know why 1 week we had some sound. All right. Our chooser of the week was going to be Adam.
Oh
my.
Oh no.
Well, Adam's revenge.
Adam usually picks something pretty good, though.
Adam is
That's
unpredictable.
Other than Super Troopers, which wasn't horrible, but
Which I wasn't here for.
Which, unless you were Eric, wasn't horrible.
And how many of us can really be Eric?
Eric loathed it.
I really, yeah.
No.
That was one of my low points in our little series here. Let me see. While Adam is thinking about his choices, I can tell you what Adam's last choice of movies was. He brought us Free Guy and Wreck-It Ralph as a recently.
That was fun.
Before that, it was Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Let me
Wasn't
see.
that just Tom Hanks walking around?
Apollo 13. And before that, it was Strange Brew.
Oh, here we go.
And here it goes with The Fugitive. There it is, Harrison Ford. Very nice choice.
Fun
Just
adventure
walking
movie.
around.
Yet another true story.
Just walking around.
True story.
True story.
Let me see. So currently streaming on HBO Max, and also available for rent from all your fine streaming services.
Now, don't watch the old TV series. You'll get very confused.
But HBO Max subscribers get it for free, or for what you're currently paying. So there you go. 1993. This movie.
I can watch that movie with one arm tied behind my back.
Oh my God. Wave.
Too soon, Dave. Too soon.
Too soon.
Fun adventure movie.
Now we're gonna have the one-armed defamation league picketing in front of us. They'll be holding up a picket sign, sort of.
Well, she couldn't be too heavy though.
Wow.
Can't make fun of
One
anybody
will be Harrison Ford just running around.
Yeah, not walking, running.
He's not walking in this movie, not much.
Yeah, a lot of running.
There's a lot of running in this movie.
Through tunnels or drain pipes. Through
Get off my drain pipe. I don't think he ever says that, but
you damn dirty ape. No, wrong movie.
What? So confusing.
You two are the same age.
you know, are we going to talk about what we're watching? Because I got something cool to talk about.
So do we.
Before we do that, I was going to share.
Yes, Sonny.
I was just see what I did there. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Fresh.
Wow.
So we'll see how this one does next week. That's kind of exciting. All right, yes. We are now going to talk about what else you're watching.
I still get nervous every time that thing comes up that it's going to play some old EriDan videos.
Oh, please.
No.
That'd be great.
Well, I have a video I'm going to share, but I'm going to have to share it next
it
week
now.
because I couldn't get it uploaded in time. I've been watching on Paramount Plus, which I think it's also on MTV, the Homecoming Real World New Orleans from 2000, because I was on the show.
Right.
And I was on for like 10 seconds, but I was on their cable access show. It was like their job. And I have the whole episode of their cable access show that they haven't played on there. And it's wild to see these people grown up because they're all in their 40s now.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah. And Kelly, who's now married to Scott Wolf, worked with us at the radio station.
Wow, that's cool.
That was her job right after the Real World.
I started watching the first Real World, the New York one, the reunion of that, and Reagan was like, "What the heck is this?" She was not impressed. So I quit watching it, and I forgot what it was on. So I'll have to pull that up again.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get the clip and put it up on YouTube. But my brother-in-law actually did the lighting for the New York reunion one during COVID. He was like quarantined. That's what he does. He's like a gaffer.
Wow. So is that your sister's husband or your wife's?
No, that's
brother?
my wife's brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's fun to have that little. I've been watching those. There's still a few more left. Like they're not even done with it yet, which is awesome. But it's a train wreck, as it should be.
I was gonna say, and
just like in the fusion.
What?
Yes, exactly. No one-armed men though. I've got a couple others I'm watching, but I'll let others talk because Richard and Brittany sound like they've been watching something awesome.
What?
Your turn.
Oh.
Yeah, what have you been watching?
So I was on TikTok or something, I don't know, and I saw this scene from a movie, and I was like, whoa, I want to know what movie that is. So I found it. Me and Brittany watched In Time with Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake,
yes.
arm thing.
I've seen that, yes, with the
so
countdown
cool.
timer. Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
And
never even heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually really good. Like, I really enjoyed that. It was a little cheesy, but it had like that sci-fi kind of post-apocalyptic feel to it almost. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Neat concept. So
it's sort of like a modernized Logan's Run kind of thing.
Yeah, and we watched it free on Tubi. So if you haven't,
I'm gonna have to watch that again.
Go watch it. It was really fun. Yeah.
I think I saw that in the theater. I forgot about that until just 10 seconds ago.
Never even heard about it, and he said something about like Justin Timberlake, and I was like, Justin Timberlake, like really, like we're gonna do this? And then as soon as I saw like the clock thing on his arm, I was like, that's so cool. like I couldn't imagine that though. Like looking at my arm every day and being like, wow, I'm gonna die.
Well, that was like in A Beautiful Mind, right?
Time, like. Oh.
Well,
yeah, that was the changing code under the skin. Then need the black light, but like that was nuts. And then we watched Eagle Eye was the other one that we together sat down and watched.
Yep. Yeah, she's never seen Eagle Eye. We're actually we're at like the climactic point, so we need to finish it still. So she doesn't know what happens in the end. But that's a really fun movie. You know, Shia LaBeouf's not a very great actor to begin with, but this is still kind of a fun movie. So, also, I'm sorry, I always tend to stray. because I don't spend a whole lot of time sitting and watching things, but I've been listening to a podcast recently, and it's called Tales of the Nova Realm, and it hits like all of my like Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons notes, and like I absolutely love it. It's a really fun podcast. All the episodes are only like 10 minutes long, so it's really quick and easy to get to, or to get through. I mean, and I've been really enjoying that.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'll go again if you don't mind.
Sure.
Have you guys watched The Offer? Or have you heard about the show called The Offer? It's on Paramount Plus. It's the making of The Godfather.
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah.
And I did not realize that the guy that created Hogan's Heroes was the producer of The Godfather.
Wow.
And the way he created Hogan's Heroes was he went in with a guy who played Rocco on McHale's Navy, and they had a pitch meeting, and they pitched this really dumb idea of because he was a computer programmer for the Rand Corporation, and they pitched that first, and the head of CBS says, "What else you got?" And his whole thing was every sitcom is the exact same formula. You've got to take the same characters but put them somewhere you wouldn't expect them. And he came up with a Nazi prison camp, and they go, "You think a Nazi prison camp is funny?" And they just start saying, "Yeah, but there's Clink, and he's an idiot." And then you have the big fat sergeant, and he's like, "I see nothing." And they go through the whole thing, and that's how they created that show.
Except that the entire show is taken 80% from Stalag 17, which is
they even mentioned that. He said, "Take that, but make a comedy and make it more, But they didn't. I mean, they admit that they stole it from that.
What? I get sucked in every time I hear the music for that, and I have to watch it.
He'll be on his way to take a shower or go to bed. He's like, "Oh man," and he sits.
Yeah, we sucked here because they always have some weird plan, and it's kind of like a Mission Impossible thing almost,
It's
not.
But it's just kind of stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, I loved the like lifting of the doghouse when LeBeau would look.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I started watching it when Robert Clary was still in Days of Our Lives. So I was like, "Oh my God, it's Robert." And Richard Dawson was still doing Family Feud.
Yeah. Feud, right?
Yeah. And Larry Hovis was doing the Liars Club. I mean, it's like these are like game show legends, and I'm watching them on this old show that was 10 years old at the time.
Speaking of old shows, that's what I've been watching. I've been watching The Wild Wild West on Screen Picks.
Gee, you wonder where Reagan gets it from with her constant rewatches of Chuck and.
But she watched it and then she rewatched it and then she rewatched it. We watched it for the first time in 2020, and she's watched it 8 times since the end of 2020. I watched Wild Wild West when I was a kid. Like when I was when I was 4, and then when I was 12, 13, and then I didn't watch it again until I was 35.
You don't have the ability to go and just watch all these things.
Exactly. Exactly. And so I probably would have.
How many seasons did it last?
On Channel 53 anymore, I was devastated.
How many seasons did it last?
4.
4. Okay. That's manageable.
It is. And I only watch a few here and there. And it's one of those that I can walk away from and know what's going on or not and not worry about it.
Yeah, it is nice to watch episodic television and not the constant story arcs.
Yes. This is the Night of the Simian Terror, I believe.
That is correct.
Wow.
That is correct. Look at that.
That's one of the reasons I want to watch.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
There's Whitey Hughes in the back.
Is that Mickey Dolenz? No.
He's too short.
Nice.
That is one of the reasons I want to watch Star Trek Strange New Worlds, is it's a return to episodic Star Trek and not the constant long story arcs.
Serialized.
Yeah.
Speaking of serialized, my son just watched Breaking Bad. He just finished it.
Captain Sedated.
Yeah, and he's now cooking meth in the garage, which is amazing.
My wife and my youngest son are starting to watch that.
But the good news is he's taking an interest in science finally.
Yeah.
Does your mom do math?
He loves Dean Norris because I guess Dean Norris, who plays his brother-in-law on the show,
he's getting an A in chemistry.
He actually is, but not because of that.
Oh God.
But now I'm telling him, you need to watch
Return to the Wild Wild West.
Better Call Saul.
Visited.
Oh, Revisited.
Yeah.
There were 2 reunion movies, and they were both really awful, but I did not care.
Is this where?
That was right before Ross Martin died. That was filmed.
Oh, I thought I was waiting for him to for Robert Conrad to say, "Knock this battery off my shoulder."
That was about the time he did those.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Wade probably enjoyed Baba Black Sheep more. Because
Oh yes, he did. He loves that.
Yeah, I think it actually kind of played a part of me going into the Marine Corps and being in aviation stuff. So yeah. But
Robert Conrad, yeah.
What ties you two together, Robert Conrad?
So actually, I watched the first episode of the Strange New World or Stranger World. What is it? Star Trek.
The Star Trek thing.
Yeah.
That you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Wade's bad with names.
We haven't watched it yet.
Gone.
It was okay. I mean, they have a lot of the older character, like pre-Star Trek,
Commander Pike
characters in there. But yeah, Spock is just kind of off from what Spock is, which I think if they would have got him closer to the original Spock,
the casting is not great for Spock.
Yeah,
it's just the characterization more.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Or if you watch the first couple of episodes, Spock's totally different.
Yes, if you watch the original pilot, that again got made into the menagerie. He is. I won't just say he's emotional, but he's certainly more emotional than he was once the series was fully underway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did finish the first season of Severance.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait for the second.
It'll be interesting. Ben Stiller, man. The guy's got some directorial chops because that's
not only
really
that, the guy that created the show, Dan Erickson, that's his first thing he's ever done. Like you go on IMDb, like usually you say, oh, it's their first thing, but then you see they've got, they were a writer on this show and they were a producer on this show, and this literally is only credit, which gives me hope.
It is interesting too, because Ben Stiller it's a 9-episode series. Ben Stiller directed the first 3 and the last 3. Then he had someone else direct the middle 3.
Yeah,
but it's impressive. It really is.
Jazz party was fun.
I did make a reference at work. We had a big release we were pushing toward. We had a huge deadline. And I did make the mention in the meeting that if we made the deadline, we get a waffle party, and nobody got the joke.
Waffles.
That's good.
Now in our side comments, either Brittany or Richard got to watch Shrek 3.
Richard, it sounds like Wade's kind of thing.
I think it was Brittany. Pretty sure.
Was there a donkey in there?
The third one isn't the worst one.
No, it wasn't. Actually, they went from the third one, and when that one ended, they started the first one. Like I don't know if it was just like a continuous like marathon, but at that point, I was like, "Hey," I hit the nurse call button, and I was like, "We're gonna go home now. Can you just bring us some papers? We're out of here. Like we've been here for 2.5 hours. I've watched an entire movie. You sent one person in. You haven't done anything. I think we're just gonna go."
Yeah.
Bye.
Was it Shrek 3D? Was it one of those?
No.
Just Shrek 3.
All right.
I think it's Shrek the third.
Shrek the third, yes.
Yeah.
We watched Uncharted.
Is that good? I want to see that.
Here's the deal. I mean, the critics are rough on this. If you look at the Netflix, the score for Uncharted, the critics give it a 40. A 40? Uncharted.
The previews made me not want to see it. That's one of those movies I look at previews and go, "Oh, that looks bad."
Like it was totally one of those movies where if it was on Netflix, if it was a red notice, if it was, I think of the other example of a movie like that where it's like on Hulu or Netflix, and you're like, "Oh, it's got some stars in it."
It's starring Spider-Man and Marky Mark.
Right. It's like, and it's good. It's good. It's good on that level. Right. But if I had gone to the movies to see this movie, I would have been rather unhappy.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not good, but it's great for what it is.
Right.
Right. It's not like, oh man, Uncharted, you got to go see that. But it's like, you know what, if you want to just, watch a lot of stuff happen on the screen, a lot of stuff that happens on the screen.
That's their tagline. A lot of stuff happens on the screen.
There's so much more than just walking around happening.
So much more than just Harrison Ford walking around, right?
So much more than just Harrison Ford walking
We're
around.
never going to let her live that down, you know.
No. You know, it's totally enjoyable. It's just, I mean, get some popcorn, sit back, don't think too much, and enjoy it. It's fine. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with the critics. If you're going to rank it on the terms of the quality of movie, that's different. But if you just want to watch a movie that you know is going to have some action and adventure and be kind of filled with people you enjoy, it's great. So,
great sandwich.
I got the first 8 episodes of The Monkees off of my Blu-ray collection.
That's awesome.
It's so much better in high definition.
Oh, it's really impressive the quality of this.
Awesome.
It's really good. And what's interesting is that I'm watching the first disc, and then I looked at the extras, and it's like they have like commentary on almost every episode. Some by the actual Monkees. So
there are very few series I've actually watched the whole series and gone back and watched the entire series with commentary. Now it only lasted one season.
All of them.
I did that with Firefly, but that only lasted
at least the episode where they actually have either Davy Jones or Peter Tork doing narration. I think I would definitely watch those.
Frank Zappa.
Perhaps, you never know. It's a pretty exhaustive.
Yeah.
One of those.
There are a few series. I know Dick Van Dyke Show is this way, and Columbo both, where because the original shows were mostly filmed on film, and they still had the original negatives, the rescanned versions are much clearer. It really is impressive what they can do if they have the film originals.
Yeah.
You said Davy Jones, and I watched Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End the other day. I've been slowly working my way through those because I'm on a Johnny Depp kick right now.
You watching the Amber Heard movies?
No. And after watching, I've been glued to the trial though, and I will never watch another Amber Heard movie again because
I never Amber heard of her.
Right, same.
Yeah, she really has that ability to come across as not believable, doesn't she?
Did you see any of the cross-examination that started today?
I saw maybe 5 minutes just out of curiosity.
Legitimately was laughing so hard I was crying.
Where they're grilling her on getting the dates wrong and there, other things.
No, they're saying you
off his back.
Yeah, you got punched in the face repeatedly with this guy who wears these rings that are 2 times the size of his hands, yet there's no pictures of the bruises of your face. Here's the interview you did the next day. Your nose is this big and perfectly straight. It's not broken.
You claimed you had your nose broken, and the next day there's no evidence of it in any of the pictures. Oh, that's makeup. Yeah.
SNL did a funny sketch about the crap in the bed.
I don't know if I'd say it was a funny sketch. They did a sketch.
Well, nothing's really funny. It's amazing. I sit and watch some of their sketches, and I'm like, okay, there's 9 jokes you could have done, and you did 0.
There were a few. I mean, the Benedict Cumberbatch episode wasn't bad. There were a few good sketches in there.
Yeah.
And we liked maybe 2 of the sleep.
There were some really bad sketches in there.
There were some bad ones, but I thought it was an above average episode, which I guess is kind of sad. Selena Gomez, the only one we really enjoyed was the take on the on your own or whatever, the takeoff on the Japanese series of sending.
Yeah. I haven't watched
it with the middle-aged boyfriend going out on his own to run an errand for his girlfriend. I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah. Adam took his kids to the drive-in to watch double feature Sonic 2 and the Bad Guys.
Ooh. Really
there
good.
You go. And
that's awesome.
They're doing another Pirates movie with Margot Robbie. That's gonna be a hard pass.
Yeah, I won't. Nope.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna bring Cody in, but I'm gonna play this one more time. DMs, it's Cody.
Is it really
in the dark driving?
Oh, there
he is.
What's
up? He's wearing the same shirt as in the cartoon. Eric, you have to put those shirts on the EriDan shop now.
Just a gray shirt that says Cody.
Yeah,
just the Brittany bunch.
Oh, you get the Star Labs. The Brittany bunch.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we've been watching, but that's really probably about it.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the new thing, Eric?
I think we should talk about the new thing.
I have a question real quick.
Please.
I was going to ask it earlier and I forgot. And I'm probably getting ahead of myself because we'll probably talk about it next week. Are you guys going to still have EriDan on Memorial Day?
You're going to get wacky with the schedule.
The schedule's going to get really screwy the next few weeks.
Wait, I need a pen. All right, go ahead.
Well, it's not like you do it on somebody's birthday or something. That'd just be crazy.
That would be rude, wouldn't it? Memorial Day, actually, I think, I don't know, will we be here on Memorial Day? I think so.
Is Memorial Day your birthday this year?
No, Memorial Day is the 30th.
I get a 3-day weekend over Memorial Day.
Weekend.
So I'm good for any of those days.
Do we want to do a Saturday the 20th? Are you DJing Saturday the 28th?
I think we could move that to Sunday if that's better for people. If people are going to be off with family, because that would actually help me. Because the following week, when we said we were going to move the double features to Tuesday, I can't do that, and we're going to push that back to Sunday. So instead of giving you a shortened time,
Sunday to Sunday,
yeah, we'll move Memorial Day to Sunday, and we'll do 2 Sundays in a row. So the next
Cody's filming Survivor.
This week's and next week.
Well, here's the thing with next week.
This week and next week, we will obviously be on Monday because we're on Monday right now. Next week will be on Monday, and then the following 2 Sundays will be on.
Well, here's the thing.
To get back,
next Monday, I have a call with a guy that might be in the sitcom.
Oh.
From SNL, Dean Edwards, who was on SNL a few years ago.
Okay.
And they can only do it Monday at 5. So
you can bring him on. We can all interview him.
All right. So we're going to do 3 Sundays in a row.
Do you want to do 3 Sundays in a row, or do we want to go to 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock on Monday?
What's better for people? Is it better if it's a little later next week, or
is it later Monday, or we can just do Sunday? And Cody's gone.
And Cody's like, I can't take this anymore. Do people have a preference? Going once?
No, I'm okay with 9 o'clock.
He's okay with 9 o'clock on Monday.
I'm fine with whatever.
I'm free. I'm free with him.
I might be a few minutes late, but let's just do that.
Next Monday.
Right. So we'll plan at 9 o'clock for next Monday. Okay. So here's the deal. So we talked last week, and we're just going to bring in Cody here. There we go. Hey, Cody. So last week we talked about the fact that at the end of every month, we're going to talk about a TV series instead of what you've been watching. We're going to assign a TV series for a month, and as many episodes as you can consume of that series, we'll talk about that at the end of the month. And since we're going to do this for the first time at the end of June, we're going to give you a little extra time.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about Seinfeld at the end of June. So all the episodes, all 9 seasons.
Dan's arm and go to do Seinfeld, huh? You had to twist Dan's arm and go to Seinfeld.
I said off. What did I suggest first?
Big one that's available on Netflix.
Is it? Okay, good.
Yeah, all 180 episodes, unedited.
It's all on Netflix.
Okay. I looked for it on Netflix and couldn't find it.
Seinfeld?
Yeah. So do I have to have a special Netflix?
You just have to spell it properly.
Yeah, you don't know how to spell Seinfeld.
It's not Steinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yes, it is on Netflix. They paid $500 million to have it on Netflix. So I'm sure it's there.
It is there.
You can also watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. That's also there.
That is true. But don't watch that because that's not what we're talking about.
Are you going to suggest any episodes or just let it be catch as catch
I
can?
think we're going to let it be. Let people pick what they're. Yeah, I think with Seinfeld, I think we're pretty free that over the course of 6 weeks, you should be able to find enough sampling episodes that you enjoy.
Can I just watch my favorite episodes of Seinfeld? Because I absolutely cannot not watch Soup Nazi.
I feel with Seinfeld, we're not going to assign episodes. Like we might eventually get to an obscure series where we'll try to make a primer and figure out like, okay, if you've never seen this, you should watch these. But with Seinfeld, if you've not seen Seinfeld, you're not going to.
If you're only going to watch 3 episodes of The Partridge Family, you should.
I hope we do Cheers. I love Cheers.
And
so
I will give out links during the next few weeks to the podcast I did with Peter Melman, who wrote a bunch of Seinfelds.
Okay.
And also the episode that I wrote as a sample of my writing called The Haircut, which then had to change to call The Salon because they did an episode very similar to the one. And you guys can read that if you want. Like a bonus episode, the episode you never saw.
Content.
I'm really sad that this is happening while Reagan's not here because she's never really watched Seinfeld, and I think she'd enjoy a lot of
When
it.
is she coming back?
She's not coming
Well, I'm
back.
sure
in
she
August.
doesn't have your Netflix sign-in wherever she is, and she's not using it. So
She could watch Seinfeld in her free time and then text you what she thinks.
That's true.
I don't know that she has the Netflix sign in, and she
There
doesn't
will be
have
no
her
ratings.
computer with her.
There will be no ratings in this discussion. There will be no scores. There will be no wheel. This is just going to be a free for all conversation. So you have 6 weeks to consume as much Seinfeld as you want. And that will be the conversation come the end of June. And so the middle of the month, we'll tell you what series it'll be so that you'll always have like 5 or 6 weeks of lead time to enjoy some shows. And there's Sipperfeld.
If you've got, if Sipperfeld,
That's how Stacy was spelling it. That's why she couldn't find
that's
it.
why it's not. That's on Hulu.
I
If you
just
wanna watch
thought-
no,
Yeah,
Go to
that's
Hulu.
where I was looking for it. Also, was Hulu.
if your Sipperfeld lasts more than 4 hours, talk to
That
your
is the
doctor.
problem. Is that
Don't take Sipperfeld if you're allergic to Sipperfeld.
I think
Yeah, I always love that as a side effect. Don't take something you're allergic to. Duh.
Yeah. I also love when they say, tell your doctor if you have this, this, and this. Like, my doctor kind of is the one that's got to tell me.
Yeah.
If I've got this, this, or this.
Right.
Well,
Although I
they
did see, I did see a
don't-
very
yeah.
funny. It might have been a TikTok. The guy's like, the one thing that I think it was like, ask your doctor if you've got erectile dysfunction. I'm like, that's the one I can't ask my doctor about. That's one diagnosis you have to tell your doctor about.
Yeah. I think I know this better than the doctor does, unless I have a very unusual relationship with my doctor.
Yes.
Mhm.
you know. Whatever it takes. Anywho,
I can't wait to see the little bumper that Eric creates for the Seinfeld thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's like, create what?
I think
Huh?
he's building one right now as we talk.
Give me time for that. No, no. There'll be something for the TV bit, but not for the Seinfeld one specifically. Probably, most likely. I'm thinking probably.
So my my coworker that just got married, the music they walked into when they walked in when the bride came in was the theme from Jurassic Park.
Oh my.
And they talked about the theme from Curb Your Enthusiasm after they said I do and walked out. I'm like, oh my God, I would pay you guys if that was it. And he's like, no, she won't do it. I go, how about the Seinfeld theme would be funny too. But he didn't do it.
I see.
They did something more traditional. I don't
Remember
remember
the
what
right
it
kind of
was.
wedding to go for jokes for the music as you walk out. Yeah.
I know.
So if you are interested in some EriDan merch, I will mention today is the last day for free shipping.
I didn't see that earlier.
Oh, there's
For
free
what?
shipping?
Free shipping?
Yeah, I was just on there and I noticed, there's free shipping going on until today. I had no idea
I have to get on there right now.
about that.
Oh, my new shoes showed up. Good.
We don't have the Harrison Ford just walking around shirt yet, though, do we?
Not yet. And I was going to slap this together, but it's not going to be any good. But eventually you might be able to find this on a shirt. You never know. That'd be adorable for the family.
How come Cody's bigger? Better beard than Richard.
Let me go to that. I need to order some new clothes, so I'm going to go on there right now.
Who ordering clothes right now?
As we're talking.
Whoa. Live
on Spreadshirt.
What are you buying, Dan?
No, on Spreadshirt.
Are you going to get the onesie?
I'm gonna get a twosie because I'm a little bigger than that.
Wow. Okay.
Where's our store?
Or the
EriDan shop.
EriDan shop.
I know, but I wanted to log in first. Did it let me
Go to
log in?
Spreadshirt.com.
There you go. EriDan shop. Let me see if I'm logged in. I think I am.
Crazy man. He's a crazy man.
You should probably get rid of like the old film festival
I know,
logos.
well, those are we'll retire those eventually.
It'll be EriDan Classic.
That's right. We'll be bringing those back.
I mean, we still have Sassy Gerbil and the Tree of My Soul.
Yeah.
Tree of My
Making its
Soul is
return from the
awesome.
EriDan Vault, we have.
And those are from Game Night too. They're not from movie night. I miss Game Night.
I do miss Game Night.
Coming
I miss
soon.
Denise.
Where's Denise?
Denise has a real job now.
She doesn't do movies so easily.
And she's on the West Coast, so it's early for her.
Yeah.
Oh, I am too.
Yes, but you work
Yeah,
from
but you
home.
don't have a real job, you know.
Yeah,
It's easy to be
so-
called from your CEO at home. It's a little
She
different
does
thing.
not work from home, and she does not get off at 5 o'clock. So He has been unable, but I have been in contact.
She doesn't have her CEO on speed dial, Dan.
She misses you all.
Oh, good. We miss her too.
Yes.
We'll have to do another Tom Hanks movie and try to pull her back in.
Yes, I think
Tom Hanks' kid is
disappointed in the last one.
Honestly, I thought maybe Columbus. I reached out to her, let her know we were watching Columbus because she loves that film.
She would have fallen asleep.
Oh, come on.
I'm putting them in the cart.
Oh, there we go.
What are you doing?
What happened?
What? I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
Do that again. I missed it.
I just did that.
What was that from? Sgt. Pepper's?
Yes, that's from the.
Oh, yeah.
How could you forget?
You're bringing down the room, man.
Pretty easy.
Look what I'm wearing.
Whoa.
And Adam's on the West Coast, although Adam's usually working while he's. Denise has no excuse.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
she
work
started
on
a
the
fairly
road
new
all the
job,
time?
so it's a little different scenario.
She started a new job?
Yeah.
Well, some
Oh.
months back.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Because we don't talk about people's personal lives.
Oh. She's not baking Michaels anymore?
It's just yours, huh?
Maybe we
He's not
should
baking
consider Sunday
Michaels?
night so that we can get her back.
But yeah. Well, Dan, what's going on with Clutch Radio? You guys have been on.
Rafi went to a bar mitzvah in California.
You never seen him since, right?
No, I he's only 1.4% Jewish according to 23andMe. He's more Neanderthal than he is Jewish, but still, that's true.
He's well connected.
Yeah, but he doesn't like to do the show remote. Like I'm like, take your laptop with you. No. He likes to do it from his office or from a car.
But will there be a show?
There should be a show this week, and it should be out of a Toyota Tacoma. We might drive to Tacoma of Toyota. Wait, Toyota of Tacoma in a Toyota Tacoma.
That'd be funny.
If I own
Meta.
Yeah, if I own the dealership, and there's two Toyota dealerships in Tacoma. There's Toyota of Tacoma and Toyota of South Tacoma. If I owned either of them, I would have nothing but Toyota Tacomas.
Yeah.
And just live in the irony of it.
That's a long way to go for a joke.
It really is.
Neanderthal. I will say, I think Brendan Fraser's favorite movie of mine is George of the Jungle.
I just watched that the other day. I forgot about that one.
We really do enjoy
Casino
George of
Man.
the Jungle. It's just pure fun.
We just watched that one. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
That's definitely on my
It doesn't
list.
take itself seriously. It's just pure fun from top to bottom. It's just a great watch.
That was one Encino Man that he did was one of the first things that Wade and I rented to watch together when we were dating.
Blast from the Past is an interesting one.
Oh, that was good too.
Daisy just had some interesting memories.
Nothing. You're just on your words.
And you got John Cleese as the voice of Ape.
Adam just said it best. Yeah, we're on whenever.
Okay.
We do 3 days here, 6 weeks off, 2 days here.
Yeah, you don't make XM money though.
Oh God, that'd be awesome. Yeah, if we could get paid $500 million for a 5-year contract to do, yeah, that'd be nice.
Rafi told me that my car that we just bought would last probably 8 years. And I'm like, we had it in the shop the first week.
Doesn't mean it's not.
Well, he's just talking about the model and year. He's not necessarily
not your individual car.
Yeah, but I was hoping he was right. I think he is because we got it. It was the radiator cap was not holding pressure.
Yeah, hose clamp.
Also cheap
Hose
stuff.
clamp.
Yeah.
And then it does not lock.
Well, I got the locks to change, but I haven't got to them yet. I'll do that this week.
It doesn't lock.
You put the key in the door, you can't lock it that way even?
Nope. Just that door.
Sometimes.
Just that door, not the whole car.
Wow,
Pretty
it's
bad.
like my 79 Pontiac. I have to manually go down and push every button.
Yeah.
And then they
That's
don't
all
unlock.
it had back. Yeah.
Sometimes the driver's door will work.
That's what my dad used to call us sooner. Sooner
I
or
can
later
see
it'll
Wade,
work.
it's nothing but the best for Stacy. I can tell.
Yeah.
Well, I said yes. Let's buy. Well, here's the thing.
Hopefully this way somebody will steal it. You know? No.
This is one of those things that you add to your list the next time we buy a car.
And check
Make
the
sure
locks.
the locks work. That the hinges in the trunk don't kill you. Because it's plans.
Wow, this
Wade's
list.
already replaced those. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I just did that.
Told me that it's the mechanisms in the door on each one. I'm like, all 4 of them are screwed up at the same time. Yeah.
Nah, it's impossible.
That's what
Thank
I
you.
think too. but
It's the sending unit probably.
We'll
In
find
the
out.
driver's door.
Yeah, for the remote.
Can I ask what is Clutch Radio?
Clutch Radio is a car show that's similar to this, except it's just me and one guy. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Let's
do this. Just do this.
It's time to start your engines and be part of the conversation. You can always ask the experts, Rafi Manassian and Dan Rosenberg, because it's now time for Clutch Radio. The show starts now,
baby.
It's so extreme.
So it's every
really
Saturday
not.
morning.
It's
Dan and Rafi are there like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
We're always
where they
like,
drive
oh my
around
God,
in
it's so
car
loud.
saying, wow, this drive's really nice. I like
What do you guys talk about?
Cars.
That's it. You just talk about cars.
Anything cars. Buying, selling,
Oh.
trading, leasing, collecting, repairing.
You guys know I
restoring.
work on cars, right?
Well, you should be on the show. You should call in.
It's on Saturdays.
But we don't do we
Saturday
don't have
mornings.
guests like this though. Like we
Oh.
don't put the phone
Saturday
number. We
morning.
just talk about comments.
1 o'clock for us.
The backstory is I'll give you a quick backstory. In 2007, I was working at a car dealership in Los Angeles called Felix Chevrolet, and Adam just nailed it. And and
see you.
I had done radio, and we got a new general manager, and I said to him, hey, if you ever need a good marketing idea, we should do a radio show where we give away all the secrets of the car business. And, we'll be everybody's friend, and they'll come buy cars from us because they'll trust us, because that's what I think we should do. And he's like, that's a dumb idea. I'm like, okay. And then as I slowly worked my way up into management, I was at the marketing meeting for the whole company with the owner, who had just come out with his own country song called Don't Touch My Chevy.
Oh my God.
And if you want, I'll play it for you.
Yeah.
And I said, we're in a marketing meeting. He goes, hey, we have like $100,000 of co-op money left, because General Motors will match whatever you spend in marketing based on how many cars you sell. And they hadn't spent enough money. And he's like, we have like $100,000. But anybody have any marketing ideas? And my boss just looks at me like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm like, I got an idea. And he's like, well, what? And I go, how about a radio show where we talk about cars, and like people call in and they ask questions about how to buy a car, how to sell a car, buying, selling, trading, leasing, and we give away all the secrets, and then they come to Felix Chevrolet to buy the car. And he's like, oh my God, that's a great idea. And my old boss like, yeah, Dan told me about it. I think it's great. This is, and he's like cheerleading it. And let me see if I can find the song real quick. And I go, and your song could be the theme song. He's like, oh my God, this is great. And so $30,000 later, they bought 13 weeks on the Howard Stern station in Los Angeles. So we had, oh wow, it's actually a YouTube video. Holy crap. This is exciting. I didn't know there was a YouTube video.
This is so exciting.
No!
All right, hold on. I have to pull it out so I can not have all these black.
Was that from Adam?
How many months till The Office comes up on the TV list?
I don't know. That's a great question. That's another big one.
Yeah, it is.
So anywho, so we did the show, and slowly and surely,
Really,
the first ratings book at the station, we were the #1 weekend show,
Wow.
beating out like the food dude that was in there forever. Here we go. I get chills because this is how the show started.
It's Felix the Cat.
Now and then, and I hope I get it back. And you
Wonder
can
who put
take
this
my
up.
handmade
Oh, he
cowboy
did.
boots and my Stetson hat. But there's one place where I draw
I mean, it's
the
got a nice
line,
bounce
and
to
I
it.
Never give an inch.
It's better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
No hard
That's
rock.
his actual 50 Chevrolet that somebody left at the dealership in the 50s.
They left it there in the 50s?
Yeah.
And probably get away. When you can drink my Johnny Walker Blue and live for another day. But when it comes to my vehicle, keep your hands
So
to
many questions. I
yourself.
don't know what I'm asking you.
You don't want the scene to get heavy. Don't touch my Chevy. Don't touch my Chevy.
Don't touch my Chevy.
Wow.
Don't touch the Chevy.
Maybe he'll make a nickel off of us playing this. There it is.
Do that or we'll get kicked off of YouTube.
With 3 speed on the column shift and the straight pops in the
All
back.
right, that's enough. So
Yeah, somebody
so-
had a copy of Microsoft Paint.
so we were the number one show,
Roller
and
dart.
then the whole car business failed, and I quit working there. And the station hired me to be their head of car radio, basically, like to get advertisers from the car world to spend money on the station.
Car world.
And then of course the recession of 08-09 happened, and every dealer stopped buying radio ads. So I was only there like 90 days. So then like a year later, they called me and said, hey, our AM station's flipping from from a news station to news and talk. Would you be wanting to do a car show? I said, sure. And this was August 1st of 09 was my first show. And then September 1st, I moved to Seattle, and I didn't tell them. So I was flying down every weekend to do the show and not telling them, because I was also the company I just started was also happening at the same time. So at one point I had like a freak out, almost like a panic attack live on the air, like right before the show. Like I'm like I got super nervous, and like I couldn't talk. And the program director pulls me aside. Is everything okay? I go, I moved to Seattle 6 months ago. It was like the stress of living a lie, I think, like mentally. Wow. I'm like, he's like, it's radio. You don't have to be here. Get an ISDN line at your house, and we'll do it from your house. Who cares?
Oh man, ISDN. Wow.
I know. And so I had to call the phone company and get and they're like, you mean DSL? No, not DSL, an ISDN.
ISDN. Yes.
Yes. Nobody knew what it was. And and it was plugged in right there.
Yep.
And this room was my studio, and I did the show from here for another 2 years.
So
anyway, then when the pandemic happened, then we did it in Seattle. We did 12 episodes as like a test run. It was pre-recorded. It sucked. You have to do it live. And then when the pandemic happened, I was doing 7 shows a week, one every night. Saturday morning, I would do this show. So we've done like well over 100. I have to look at the number. We've done well over 100 of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talk cars. What's that?
I usually put it on the TV on Saturday afternoons and watch. If I have anything to say, I grab my phone and say, text you or message you on Facebook. But
yeah, and Rafi is like, I call him the human Google of cars. Literally, I can send him.
He's ridiculous.
I can send him like a picture of a taillight, just a small corner of a taillight, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's a 1967 Volkswagen Carmen Ghia," or he'll know exactly what it is. It's insane.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, he'll just make it up. He's a good bullshitter too.
We saw an old Mercury Cougar today, like the oldest one I've seen in a long time. Probably a 71. Crazy. In Ambridge.
Wow.
But yeah, so and Rafi's like, he's designed cars. He had a car at the Peterson Auto Museum. He's been a judge at Pebble Beach. He's won at Pebble Beach. He's had 2 cars win at Pebble Beach, which is like the big car deal place.
The big car deal place.
We have all these guys in our car group here that we just never. We've just done the show. You know what it is right now, but we probably could really put together a really good show with just the people we know in the car business. And he's huge on Bring a Trailer. He's listed. He helps people sell their car and bring a trailer. And he's done cars from 5,000 to, I think he sold one for 1.3 million.
Wow.
For a small $1,000 fee. I'm like, you should have taken more on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start taking a percentage.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Clutch Radio. Boy, that took a long time to get there.
Yeah, I got you really excited. I'm sorry, but no, that's cool because I work on cars for a living. I'm in the car electronics side of the business. But
right,
I
you
see
install
a lot of
stuff,
really
right?
cool, yeah, I'm an installer. I run a
Alarms,
shop,
roads, things like that.
You know, I see a lot of really cool modern technology and stuff like that comes to cars. So
you could probably get Wade and Stacy's door locks working.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do my locks.
Probably.
Or install brand new ones.
The lady at Whitey's said it's probably
Whitey's.
the thing in the driver's door, but
I
Why
bought.
did you think
His
the
name
Jack
was Whitey.
I know Dan White.
It picked off the air, huh?
Yes, it is.
Are they still in the same location?
They
Yeah.
are. It's not.
Wow.
They did sell it. They did sell it to Keith Paymer.
Right. But it's
So-
on that same right there on Darlington Road in that
Mhm.
old brick building.
Mhm.
That was one of my dad's biggest customers. I used to go when I used to go in my dad's red van back in the day.
Mhm.
I remember
Yeah.
going
What-
there. He had
What
a
is
guy,
it again, Stacey? I know you'd mentioned it before. What'd you get?
In 2008 Buick LaCrosse.
Okay.
the LAX.
It's pretty. It's real pretty. But now that I've been sitting in it, I'm like, okay, they repaired this in the leather. They repaired this, and you can see it now that you're sitting in it every day. Instead of just going, oh, that looks really good. When you're
Yeah, now you can nitpick
The
it.
secret I
Mhm.
tell people, if you're going to buy a used car, ask if you can take it and wash it. If you hand wash and vacuum out a car, you will find every flaw
Oh,
in
yeah.
the car,
Yeah.
and the background will turn black.
I was like, huh?
Ooh,
Oh,
creepy.
yeah.
Eric's not even moving; he's just changing things.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for season 5.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
guess.
Trying to think of the new color codes.
Trying to think what the
Yeah,
stuff
when
they've
does your
added.
when does the seasons change?
We
This
have
year
no-
it's not going to change until January.
When did it used to change?
Well, it was like every 6 months when I was unemployed. There's a lot more time for that, you know. We went through quite a lot of changes, growing pains. I think initially, where it was like, oh, I'll make a new,
It wasn't really a season so much as you were bored.
I was bored. I came up with something, a new idea. What? Because we used to have what's this thing? This thing.
I never saw that before.
Wow,
Oh, man,
that was our
yeah.
beginning. Did
Yes,
it see
that was-
Bainbridge Island on there?
I have no idea what's on there. I have no idea.
Wait, play that again real quick.
All right, hold on.
Look on the left.
There's nothing in there personal,
All right, never mind. Yeah, I saw the city.
No
I
idea.
think I saw that one.
What was that from?
That was the Halloween episode, and then this is still my all-time favorite. Is this? It's,
I love
Yeah,
that
the
one.
giant banana battles is a classic.
yeah, it's
Yes.
a lot of
I
classics.
And
love
also
that.
we had this background before. It was the Monday
Oh my
Movie Club
goodness, that's
original.
right.
Well, that's not applicable anymore.
Well, it was only set, but here's the thing. Let me pull a bunch of people out. It was only set for this. I'll bring you right back.
It was just set for 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
See, that's how it was
Still
set.
terrible.
Yeah.
Still terrible.
Well, I did it.
Well, that's the problem. No, I'm sorry.
And then, then I had my crappy beginning. Here's
Good job, Adam. He's
Oh,
The
right.
wow.
Madam was in here
Adam.
since the
Right.
beginning, right?
Very well put.
Equinoxes, but, yeah.
this was the original beginning that I made. How horrible is that?
Time
That's a
travel.
great font.
I was thinking the same.
I was trying to make it look like the old show in New Orleans that was really bad.
Yeah, I forgot
And
about
then
this.
This is CNN. This is EriDan.
EriDan Entertainment Network.
So-
I love that one.
oh my.
Oh, the other one was good. Was this it?
Get ready for a full week of entertainment. First, every Monday, it's the EriDan Film Festival. Join Dan and Eric as they talk movies with an awesome panel of guests from coast to coast. Then, don't miss out on the fun and games every Friday night during the EriDan Social Hour. Finally, be sure to cruise on over to the Clutch Radio Facebook page every Saturday when Dan is joined by car guru Rafi Manassian for a live conversation about the best and worst happening in the automotive industry. That's all coming up this week and every week, because time has no meaning and there's no place to go. It's EriDan Fever. Catch it.
We had
Place
fun.
to go.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Humor. I
Back
love
when leaving the house was an adventure.
exactly right. It's like, there's no place to go.
That's funny.
You know, but you know.
You know how a cat likes its steak?
All right. And on that note,
Yeah, really.
we've made it to 90 minutes, so we're good. So maybe Clutch Radio.
Yeah, we will have Clutch Radio on Saturday.
Okay, and then Monday at 9 p.m.
6 p.m. on the West Coast.
No, 9 p.m.
6 p.m. on the West Coast.
No, yeah.
6 p.m. for Adam and myself.
Harrison Ford,
and
Tommy
and my
Lee
mom.
Yeah.
Fugitive. A murdered wife, a one-armed man, an obsessed detective. The chase begins.
Just forgot Joe Pantoliano was in that. Yeah.
And I may do a new magic trick.
Oh.
Whoa. He's going to remove his arm.
That's right.
I'd applaud.
Wow.
Oh, so bad.
And on that
note, I think that is.
And that note is B flat.
Yeah.
All right. So we will be back sometime when we feel like it. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Okay, good night.
See you.